Hello and welcome to the salary negotiation presentation brought to you by University Career Services. Today's topic is critical skill that can affect your career growth and financial stability. In this session, I'll walk you through strategies, timing, and examples to help you negotiate with confidence. Let's begin with what you'll take away from this session. By the end, you'll be able to use online tools to research salaries, recognize when the negotiation is appropriate, negotiate benefits beyond salary, maintain strong LinkedIn and Handshake profiles. These connect directly to career competencies like communication, professionalism, and self-development. Before we dive into strategies, let's pause to understand why negotiation even matters. The reality is that a gender pay gap still exists. This slide provides you valuable insight into gender pay gaps affecting women. Feel free to pause at any point for a closer look at these details. Understand that negotiation doesn't solve everything, but it helps reduce the gap by ensuring you're advocating for fair pay based on skills and qualifications. So, when is the right time to start negotiating? Is it before the interview, during the interview when you're asked about salary expectations, until after being offered the job, after you started the position, or after the call of the interview? The best time to negotiate is after you received an offer. Don't bring it up too early. When asked about expectation, share range based on research. Waiting until the offer stage gives you the most leverage. Let's examine how this connects to recent graduates and the supporting statistics. Let's quickly break down this information. If you notice here how common is salary negotiation for new grads, 62% of new grads are not negotiating. In regards to men and women, 44% of men are more likely to negotiate. Keep in mind, 90% of employers have never retracted an offer because an entry-level candidate tries to negotiate. And here you see that 74% of employers have room to increase their first offer by 5 to 10% during their negotiation. 80% of students and grads who negotiate are at least partially successful. And here you can see the different areas where you can have a success rate for non-salary benefits. Now that we know the timing, let's figure out how much you should actually ask for. The key action is to do your homework. Know the job responsibilities and benefits. So here's some example that you may want to take into consideration. For example, the job requirements, the day-to-day responsibilities, travel, deadlines, and goals and review, along with the benefits, the base salary, the retirement, matching, bonus structure, vacation time, and even parking. You also want to know what the market is going for in regards to the position that you're applying for. And there are different ways that you can take a look into this information, and that is by looking at LinkedIn, NerdWallet, as well as OnNet. Keep in mind that the cost of living in one state might not be in comparison the same cost of living in another state. So definitely consider that in regards to looking at your salary range. Let's take a look at an example. You want to have a target salary range, and this is the appropriate salary range that you hope to earn based on the experience and skills relevant to the position. Now, keep in mind that the lower end of that salary range would be typically what you would like to earn, and also take in consideration what the market is. And you may want to see what the highest potential within reason that you can earn. What typically happens when people are negotiating, if they do decide to negotiate, is that they lowball yourself, and you don't want to do that. So that may look like You're offered the position, congratulations. But you set an offer on a firm foundation of $50,000 annual salary. But the employer had room in the budget for $75,000 for the annual salary. As you can see here, the employer ends up saving $25,000, but you lose on $25,000. It's always important to do your research and know your value in regards to your experience and skills. You've seen how the starting salary sets the stage. So what happens as raises come into play? Having a salary is great, but how important are pay raises? And the best way to answer this question is to look at pay raises versus inflation. Let's take a look at statistics for January of 2022. Here we notice that inflation hit a 40-year high at 7.5%. Additionally, a nominal hourly earning grew by 5.7%. Wages adjusted for the effects of inflation declined nearly 2%. Here's a graph to demonstrate this from January 2020 to January 2022, which you can see how it drastically has changed within a 2-year span. What are the takeaways? What does this mean? Because of inflation, spending power has declined. If pay raises by your employer are given at you a certain percentage to keep up with inflation, you are definitely losing spending power. Therefore, it's very important to make sure that you understand the history of pay raises when you're interviewing and negotiating your salary. You've seen how raises impact your pay. Now, let's talk about benefits and other factors that can really add value. Benefits are often negotiable, even if salary isn't. Think about what matters most to you. Is it professional development, membership, flexible start dates, or insurance? For many new grads, benefits can be just as valuable as pay. For an idea of what top benefit employers negotiate for entry-level positions, here are some examples: flexible scheduling, parking and transportation, travel reimbursement, start date, professional development funds. So how do you actually ask for the things that you are looking for in a salary in a professional way? Here are a few things you may want to keep in mind. First thing and foremost, leave emotion out of it. This is a conversation. Be positive and know that it is okay to advocate for yourself. Explain your worth and your extra compensation based on your strengths and your job requirements. Give the recruiter the material they need to go to bat for you. Keep in mind you've done all your research. The main thing is to be confident, and it's important at times to practice with different colleagues so you can sound that you are confident in what it is that you're discussing. Below are a few examples that you can utilize in regards to explaining what you want from the position, and if maybe potentially they haven't provided you with the salary that you're interested in, and how you can provide a counteroffer. Before we conclude, let's look at a few common questions. Can I rescind my acceptance offer if a better offer comes along? Short answer, no. Don't try to renegotiate after accepting. How do I manage one offer when waiting for another? Ask for more time within reason and communicate the situation. What do I do when asked about my salary history? Be honest, but be comprehensive. Should I take a job with a low offer? Weigh your options either way. Know thyself. And it's always good to refer to, again, colleagues or people in the field that can provide you additional information and insight. To close, these are the things that you want to keep in mind. Salary isn't the only job benefit. Advocate for yourself. It's very important to do your research. Understanding your market is going to be key. Do not lowball yourself. Know your values and be okay with asking questions. Negotiating isn't about being difficult. It's about knowing your worth and communicating it clearly. Thank you again for being a part of this presentation. University Career Services is here to help you. You can contact us by email at ualr.edu careers, or you can contact us by phone by 501-916-3021.